And welcome back to It Came from Kiston, everybody. So glad to be back here after a week, a little more than a week. We are playing a little bit of Dungeons & Dragons tonight with these 5 wonderful players above me. If you don't know about the It Came from Kiston campaign, I'll give you the very brief description. We are playing 2 bloodlines. Ancestors trapped 2,000 years in the past. Descendants who have a destiny of their own that they were unaware of 2,000 years in the future. How these relate, what happens in between, we'll find out. We are playing the Ancestors today as a follow-up to last week's session. Let's go ahead and introduce our characters. I'll start over here with Ghost.
Hello! My name is Liana, and I will be playing the role of Ghost. He is a rogue thief. Race is undead.
Guy?
I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Guy. I'm playing Guy, who is an Urda Rune Knight. And Urda, for those of you who don't know, is the giant race.
And Hop.
I'm Matthew, and I'm playing Hop, a bunny folk ranger. Little rabbit boy.
Yep. Alexi, also a beast folk, right?
Undead beast folk. I'll eat your brains for breakfast. And she's a barbarian.
Excellent. And Muir.
Hi, I'm Matt. I play Murin Odonchiu, and I have the worst accent out of all 5 of these fine folks. And also, my love for nature knows no bounds. I'm also a warlock.
Wonderful.
Not a druid.
Well, last week on It Came from Kiston, our 5 ancestors and their companion, Promisa, found the ruins of Promisa's encampment, a set of buildings that had been erected in the jungle by this cult of Vecna, a god of secrets, we've learned he is. Luckily, the buildings were mostly intact and have provided the first valuable shelter for any of our players, our characters, the whole time we've been stranded on this island. So we spent last week getting used to our new short-term home. We built some fires, we shared some stories, we had some wonderful heart-to-hearts, and we came out of it a bit stronger. However, we have also learned the beginning of our next mission. For you see, just last night, we found the notes from the cultists who are now departed, and it seems that there was an idea in the works, a way to get off the island. We discovered, by looking at the stars themselves, that the island was transposed in space. It had been moved somewhere else in the universe. And now, to get off the island, the first thing we'll need to do is put it back from where it came from. The idea came up to maybe drive the island. There's talk of a wheel. The details are sparse, but the beginnings of this plan is now formulating. And we begin today's adventure that morning after all of the excitement. As the sun starts to rise, Alexi and Ghost, you two were keeping watch, being undead. Obviously, you do not need to sleep. You are the perfect knightsmen. And it is about this time, as the sun is rising, that one of you will say... Let's say... Oh, you guys have the same perception. We'll say, Alexi, you can hear something coming from the inside of the hut that your team is slumbering in. At first, it might just be somebody waking up, but then you notice the pattern to the sounds. Ghost, Alexi? It's, you're not quite sure what it is, but it definitely sounds animalistic.
Do you hear that?
What do you do?
Ghost?
Yeah, we should kill it.
Should we though? I mean, we don't really need to eat.
Yeah, but everyone else does.
They got don't they have some of that? What did we kill yesterday?
Pig? We should diversify the
Pork.
palate, though.
Okay, I guess we can go, but maybe it's like a rooster. Don't they crow in the morning? Want to go see what it's doing in the hut?
Let's go.
So, Ghost, as you sneak over to the hut, not only are there 4 sleeping companions, but there is also a chicken-like creature. It is sort of like a lizard, like everything else on this island, sort of like a chicken. And it appears to be crooning in the corner of the hut, away from the 4 of them who are all fast asleep. The bad news, Ghost, is that it looks like it is eating the paper, the parchment, that is sitting in a pile in the corner of the room.
No! No? Do I have a weapon? I think I might have a spear still.
Run up and tackle it.
Alright, go ahead. You guys can roll for initiative for me real fast. See if we can knock this out. We'll start with you, Ghost. You're about 10 feet away. Yeah, you see how the board is. What would you like to do?
Alright, I'm gonna try and sneak attack it.
Sure, go for it. With the spear, I presume?
With the spear. That's a 14.
A 14 is a hit. Go ahead and roll spear damage for me, plus the sneak attack damage for ambushing the chicken, for a grand total of
17.
Nicely done. It's not going to kill it, though you are going to spear it through the side. It will, however, immediately let out a rousing and everyone in the room is going to be woken up. Alexi, you were up next. So what would you like to do?
I'd like to, I guess, swing my great axe.
Yeah, I'll throw you in the doorway there.
Unnatural. 20 to hit.
So yes, that is a hit.
So it's 14. And I get a second attack, right?
Yes, you do, but that 14 is more than enough. So I'm going to take us out of combat. As Muir, you wake up, and just down by your feet, as you pull your legs in, Alexi has charged in and has decapitated this lizard-like chicken.
What's you going to do that for?
It was eating the paper!
Oh no! I go and check the paper. How much is torn up or eaten?
Yeah, I'll say that in the few minutes that the chicken has had feast here, 3 pieces of paper are gone. You still have a sizable pamphlet of old notes.
Well, he ate a few of them.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up the corpse.
Get in here.
Sure.
Yeah. I guess I'll make some breakfast. Good morning, everyone.
Martin!
At least you know it's fresh.
Yeah. Can't complain. Can you?
Give the head to our little friend.
Oh.
Where's Poseidon?
He is in there. He can come outside to play, and he can start gnawing on that chicken head.
Mm-hmm.
So as Promisa also rolls over and wakes up, she'll turn to Guy, who's laying there, and she'll say, "Oh, we probably should find something or make something that we can keep all these things in."
Still don't know what she's saying, but I agree.
I look at Promisa and go, "Did you forget that he don't speak common?"
Well, he understands it. Look at him nod. You understand me, right?
I'm gonna ask in Giant. Guy, did you understand her?
I keep nodding and say not a word.
Oh, he understands you really good.
Well, maybe that can be project number 1, is to find something safe or secure to put these papers in so we don't lose any more.
Yeah. Do you know how to make any, boxes?
That should be simple enough. We have an abundance of wood.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too hard to make a simple wooden box.
If you tell me what you need, I'll go out and get some. Maybe I'll take Hope with me if he's if he's able.
Happy.
Oh, sorry, Hop. I didn't realize. Oh, good. Sorry,
I'll-
didn't mean to tell you what to do. I was just gonna ask. Cool.
Yeah.
So I'll
But I'm
bring everybody
hungry.
outside then to start the day.
So before I come outside, can I look around the hut to see how this chicken got in if we were standing watch?
Yes. I'll say that you notice there is a hole in the back wall of the hut. Just a little section, no larger than Poseidon.
Just to be clear, I don't know what I agreed to. I just heard you say my name in giant, and I'm
Oh.
happy to help.
So Promisa thought it would be a good idea if we were to make some sort of box and put all the pages in it.
I think the easiest way to make a box would be to hollow out an existing log or something like that that already kind of has a shape to it.
Or like a stump? Okay. Alright, I'm sure we can find a stump somewhere. In a forest. Filled with stumps.
Let's do it.
Let's do it! Although I'm gonna eat something first.
Ghost, can I go ahead and get a survival check to see how many rations or portions you were able to get out of that chicken?
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Excellent. I got a 7. So that is 7
Pretty good.
portions.
A lot of chicken.
Mm,
I know.
Do we have any of those herbs left?
I'd say so.
Probably.
Probably
I
a little
can-
bit if you want to spice it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little seasoning. No one wants bland chicken. Ugh.
There you go.
All right. So then, in that case, who's on the hunt for the stump? All right, then let me get a group survival check.
I got a 21 on the first roll,
Mm-hmm.
or 15 on the second roll.
Well, I
So
would have
21.
6.
That's
So.
my
Alright.
modifier.
So we'll say that the three of you are. You'll be bringing this stump of wood back just as the chicken has been finished being prepared, cut up, and seasoned.
I'm gonna take some chicken and shove it in my mouth to stop myself from talking too much.
Excellent. Anybody else want to have some breakfast?
Actually, I'm more of an herbivore. Can I, I'm gonna grab some berries if I can.
You have good berries. You do not ever have to eat
Yeah,
the chicken.
I'm gonna do that.
Opposite
Sorry, it's not that I
vegetarian,
don't
so-
like the cooking.
I'll take his portion if he doesn't want it.
You want 2 portions, guy?
Boy, as it were.
All right, so
small
we're down to
lad,
5
maybe.
portions and then a full portion from yours, so we got 4 portions left.
Heck yeah. Okay,
And
You can
Promisa
get my
is going to grab a
portion.
portion, so
so
3.
I'm gonna.
I'm going to need Promisa and Muir and Guy to all make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh!
Bad
That's what I want.
chicken. Bad chicken.
Oh.
Alright, +1, let's go. Oh!
I didn't eat it.
Okay. Unnatural
that's
20.
true. Hop did not eat it.
I got a 12.
The only person who failed was Promisa. So
Oh!
Oh,
Rat.
Guy and Muir, after you get a few bites in and you guys are all sitting around enjoying some chicken, you can feel a strange sensation in your gut. There's something not right about this meat.
Oh.
You brace yourself, like a headache, and then the feeling dissipates. But you can tell that Promisa was not quite ready for this. When you look over, you can see her with her arms stretched out, and she is looking at her fingers in fear as the tips of her fingers start to turn to stone, right at the very tips, and starts to creep down.
oh my god.
And she lets
Hold
out
her
this
down.
the
We gotta make her
faintest yell.
vomit. I'm gonna walk on over and try to open her mouth and make her vomit. Stick my finger down there.
All right. So as she starts to freak out, you run and you jump at her, and I'm going to give her advantage on this next save for that reason. So she gets 1 more. She got above 11 on the second save, which is the DC. And so as you make her vomit onto the forest floor and onto herself, she reels back and she looks and, oh my God, something was wrong with that chicken. Oh. Let's try
Yeah.
not to eat any of the
Yeah.
fauna. I'm gonna
Fingers
stick to
still
good berries
stoned?
from now on.
Yeah, I passed
Now
out
her
the rest of
fingers-
my good berries.
Her fingers have gone back to normal, her flesh. And I'll take the chicken, the rest of the chicken off
The
the
pig from the other day was good though, right? That's not just me.
We're dead right now.
Well, we're not turning into finger food, that's for sure.
We're dead. I look at Alexi and wink.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, that pig yesterday looked pretty normal. There was something weird about that chicken. So maybe we just lay off the reptiles for now.
Wait,
mean-
what
Wait.
about the
What
dragon?
about? Yeah, we all turn and look at the baby.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do a constitution save for Baby Forsythith there.
Oh.
So it was a 10. Baby Forsythith has a +2. So it was a 12.
Oh my god.
Thank God.
So yeah, you can see he's just happily gnawing away. The whatever effect or disease is just having no effect on him as he's gotten halfway through the skull of this chicken. And he's just chewing it like a raw hide bone.
He doesn't seem to mind.
I think he's fine. Okay. Well, if any of you want to take it away from him, then be my guest, but I don't think I will.
I'm gonna
So
go
then-
up.
In that
Distract
case, nope, go ahead.
I'm gonna go up to him and feed him a good berry. See if he eats that.
Yeah, maybe an animal handling check. Hop.
Yeah,
You haven't done much with Forsythith yet, so he's still a bit wary of you.
that's understandable. Oh, I'm good at that. 14?
Yeah. You can come over and just hold your hand out, and he'll eat it right out of your hand. And then maybe even gnaw a little bit on your hand. But he doesn't have very much or very sharp teeth.
I'm gonna grab the skull of that chicken and just throw it in the woods.
He's gonna chase after it into the woods.
No. Can I grab it and take it out of his mouth?
Well, I taught him how to fetch, so he'll bring it back. It's fine.
Oh my God.
A few seconds later, Forsythith comes jaunting out of the woods, dancing along on his feet, with the chicken in his mouth still.
Yeah,
And
I
he
take
lays
it away
down at
from
your
him.
feet.
Yeah, I don't throw it. Is the fire still going?
It is not.
Oh my God. Whatever.
I'm gonna get down on my knees and praise Poseidon because that was a good boy. It was a good boy.
That's-
But with that, Promesa's gonna just cross her arms after watching all of the shenanigans unfold over breakfast. And then she'll cough a little. First, let's get something safe to put these papers in, and she's got the papers. And then, while you guys are making that chest, Edgar, if you want to come with me, we can start looking at what the first steps are in this diagram, this wheel.
He'll nod and he'll get up and crack his knuckles.
Do you want to ask Guy if he needs us to start the forge?
Guy, do you need us to do anything for you to make the chest? What do you need?
Not so much, but I do have an idea of something that I want to do next after we built that. This fire pits and the iron in the local area has given me an idea that we could build some kind of makeshift forge.
Okay.
All we would need to do is the iron will be a great conductor of that heat, and we just need to get a little air into that fire to get it nice and hot, and we could really be up and running, get a little metal works going here.
Okay. Do you want us to do that while you make the chest?
That would be great.
Sure.
Okay, we'll get right on it. You guys know what to do, because I don't.
What did he say?
What do you need?
Make a forge? Blow some wind on some metal or something? I'm not a blacksmith, I don't know.
We need
Metal.
to get a lot of the metal.
Yeah, the brazier, the campfire.
So all of the rocks, and I'll show you right over here next to you, Murin. You can see when we were cleaning and searching around, there is a sizable chunk of iron ore, chunks of the building that we have torn off and apart and have been stacked over here. But that is not smelted. That is not forged yet, so it's still impure. But the ring, the brazier, is indeed just solid iron.
Yeah, let's collect it and see what he needs from that. So we'll just make a pile, I guess.
Yeah, put it close to the brazier.
Yes. Okay. Guy, we'll go ahead and do that.
I'll get started on this stump.
All right, Guy, go ahead and give me an intelligence check, a crafting check, so to say.
That's going to be an 18.
Wonderful. Yeah, we'll say that over the course of the next... We'll say that it takes a little over an hour, about an hour and a half. But in due time, you have carved away at this stump, and you have crafted that raw stump into something worth praise. It is very nice and fine. It's got a latch that you have created so that it opens and closes. It even locks. Not locks like a key lock, just like it's got a hinge that can flap over to keep it from opening. So yeah, so you've got your little chest there. And in the meantime, you said, Alexi and Muir, you guys are going to start moving all of the iron ore over towards the brazier.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I will do that. I will form a big old pile of it over here as you guys move it over. And Edgar, if I can get an insight check from you, and I'm going to roll one for Promisa as we begin looking at the instructions, or what little bit of instruction there is, really.
16.
I also got a 16. So we'll say that the two of you
Twins.
sitting over here, twinsies, we begin to take a look at the little bit of language here. And we'll say that Promisa comes to the revelation just a millisecond before you do. But she flips over to the back of one of the pages, and she shows you this scribe, this glyph for lever. And then she flips back over, and she shows you the glyph that we were looking at last night for drive. And after she shows you those two, it occurs to you as well, Ghost, that drive may not have meant drive like a ship. It may have meant like to drive an axe into something, you know, some sort of force or levering force. Edgar, with a 16, I'll let you know that you are smart enough to understand that a wheel can be a lever, can be a force driver. Having been on a few vessels of your own, whether your father's or just in your travels around the realm, you are probably familiar with the concept of a capstan. And for the audience and anybody who isn't familiar with the concept of a capstan, it is a wheel that is on its side. And it is like those wheels that you see like in Conan the Barbarian. There's the Wheel of Pain, right? Where you get all those slaves that are all pushing it. And it's just this massive, you know, a punishment device almost. And they use capstans on ships basically as a way to combine leverage. So you can get a bunch of people pushing or pulling something at once. So with that, Ghost, you take that half-drawn portrait of a wheel that you've been looking at, and you just kind of flip it on its side. And Promisa sees what you're going for, and she's like, Oh, so it is a wheel, but it's not that kind of wheel. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Also, do you think that they forgot about what I said last night? Because this is going to be really embarrassing.
She's gonna wave a hand over her shoulder, and behind her in the campsite, you see Alexi sort of sit up for a second, and there's a look, like a blank, glazed look over Alexi's face, and then she resumes, and Promisa leans in and she says, "Alexi's not gonna remember it." I can't do that for the others yet.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, so yeah, we've gotten some decent progress going. So the two of you, Promisa and Ghost, you can return back now to the forge. You can turn around, and you can see that everybody has gotten to work and has started to get the materials together. And we've got the chest now. I'll put the chest over here by the house. And actually, I'll ask you guys now, since you have your sheets in your inventories, what would you like to put in the chest?
Well, I know that I want to carve the Ven symbol into the chest.
Okay.
I take out the handful of dirt that I've been holding since the very first session, and I put it into the chest.
That comb, and I get one last comb through my hair, as probably a big chunk remains in the comb because I'm dead. And then I drop it in the chest.
I pull out my bathrobe that I found on the shipwreck, and fold it up nicely and put it inside.
I take out my salt rock, and I look at my bow, and I go, well, I guess I don't need this anymore. And I put my bow in. No, I put the salt rock in.
Alright.
I'll put a few more salt rocks in. I have 16.
Oh my god.
Would you like to put all 16 in, or 15, so you just have one at any given time?
Yes. A 14.
Okay.
I like to have a backup.
We're accomplished
There are
salt
15
miners
salt
right now.
rocks.
We made a trash can, is what we made.
Yeah. This is not a sacrificial chest. This is meant for all the extra stuff, and we have deposited trash.
We have a comb and a bathrobe.
Helen, have I given you the quiver yet?
No, is there anything in it, or can I use it for arrows?
No, yeah. We've been using it to hold all the salt rocks, but...
Incredible! We don't need that
Alexi
for that
empties
anymore.
the salt rocks and then turns and hands it to you.
So that's what we were using the quiver for, not arrows.
Why would
Actually,
you use them for arrows?
You know what? I'm gonna keep 2 salt rocks, just in case. I'm gonna put 2 in my pocket.
I'm gonna put one in my pocket as well. I think it's good luck.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, at this point, I have the quiver now.
Excellent. So you can add the quiver, Hop. You've got your bow and your quiver. All you need are a couple of arrows.
Don't forget there's a good chunk of my dead hair on the comb.
In the comb.
Lovely.
Probably a bit of scalp as well, right?
Ugh.
It's a little off the top, right?
Yeah.
And so now with everybody in work mode, as we're all working on things, let's start. Ghost, you are obviously leading this with the book in your hand, the pages in your hand. If you want to address the group, they've all just gotten the materials together.
Right. So the wheel's gonna have to be on its side. We need to move it that way. I'll show how you do it with the paper.
I mean, because it's on the paper, right? All you have to do is take the piece of paper and imagine there's a big wheel drawn on it, and you go, the wheel is this way. Right?
Wow, this is... I go up and take the paper. Wow, you guys. It's the wheel!
I glare at her.
I mean, I've seen some weird arcane things in my day, so... Okay.
Suppose we get the wheel out of the paper.
Oh, no, Alexi, that's not how it goes. Oi. Can I have the paper?
Or...
Here you go, Ghost. Thank you.
Thanks. Alright, so,
I pat Alexi.
I
on the
made
back.
a little bit of a mistake last night. It seems that we have to drive it this way. And I, will move my hand, like I'm driving it on its side. So, I've never built a wheel before, but I'm gonna assume we need wood and a guy.
Guy,
Guy?
Ghost needs you.
I
forgot.
I think I got that. I think I got my name. I heard my name there. That's good.
Sometimes I just don't know. Not about you, but I point at Parmisa.
And Promisa will motion to the wheel as well, and she'll say, "So, like we talked about last night, the wheel is supposed to." Promisa might have taken a little bit too much of the memories out. So just in the passing mention, you might not remember, Alexi, but this is some wheel of banishment. So what we'll need to do is imbue the wheel with the power to push things across the universe, across, the stars. And if what we saw you do back at the cliffside is banishment, Mirren, then I think it's going to be your magic that has to fuel into this thing, unless anybody else claims they can do it. No?
No, that's wild.
I'm your guy, but he's guy.
So I don't know very much about runes, and I don't know very much about banishment itself, but somehow you two are going to have to figure out how to convert that magic into a potent, portable source that it can live in the wheel.
Yeah, your Vecnan notes have no way to... No idea how to start?
Most of these notes are just about the island. There's very little on the wheel itself, and even that is just a description of what they're going for. It's not a how-to.
Okay.
Maybe the answer lies in the runes on that arch, the ancient arch. That maybe that'll give us some answers as to how runic banishment magic.
Which arch is the ancient one?
And so as you guys are talking, the clouds have come in overhead, and that drizzle, that you're hearing has started to turn into a pretty standard rainstorm. Nothing too heavy, but also not too light. So it looks like we'll be doing this in the rain.
Okay, so do any of these runes speak to you about banishment magic? Besides, I don't even know where to start. Do I banish you? Do I try to banish the arch? I've never been one for R&D.
Can I go have a look at the arches? See if I recognize anything?
You can all go take a look if you want. I'll let you know up front that nothing is recognizable. Guy is the Rune Knight, and he couldn't even make out what they meant. It's almost like a foreign language or an ancient language that is very different from today's modern rune magic.
Those modern rune swords. Oh yes. So basically the way my banishment spell works is it takes you and puts you in a different plane for a minute. And since we seem to have shifted planes to be here, do you want to try something?
We just send something, like an object?
Well, I think
We
the
could send the
point is
baby
that they're
dragon.
trying
Or do you need eyes?
to- Over
I
my
put my hand on my owl and I
body.
cast banishment. It fails its skill check because I'm telling it to.
Sorry, what are you casting banishment on?
My familiar.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure. Your familiar will disappear out of existence. You won't be able to see through its eyes or do any of the cool warlock stuff through it.
Yeah.
But then it will return back with very little news to report. It just was in some sort of unrecognizable, interesting plane of darkness and ground. Nothing like Quelmar.
It says that it was nothing but gray. So I think that's a dead end.
And Prometheus says that means if he came back, then the big guy from the cliffs came back as well.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he has quite a bit of boulders between him and us.
What is my, I guess, general knowledge of how runic magic works, fundamentally speaking?
I'll give you the Runic Magic 101 class. So, runes have to be powered by magic. Now, that magic can come in one of two ways. Either the thing it is inscribed on can be magical, or some sort of magical energy can be imbued into the etchings. But without having a magical source inside of yourself, which you do a little bit as a rune knight, you are able to push some magic into your runes. Very specifically for like the fire rune and the storm rune. Like that's your spells. That's the type of magic you know. But say that you suddenly learned what the glyph was for banishment. You don't know how to cast banishment. You don't know how to conjure banishment energies. So while you might be able to etch the runes in, either the rock needs to be magical, and there are types of magical rocks in the Quelmar universe, or if it's a normal thing, like this chest we just made, you'll need to have somebody put their magic into it. So what you'll need is the correct banishment runes combined with the correct banishment magical energies.
If only I knew the rune for banishment.
Well, I can How many runes are on that archway?
Oh, dozens. Dozens and dozens. It goes up and around onto the back. Very few of them looking identical.
Any way you can narrow it down? 'Cause, I mean, I can cast it 4 times, and then I got to take a nap. So if it's dozens and dozens,
We may have to come back to this portion
yeah.
and worry about building the wheel itself,
First,
and then after that, figuring out how to imbue it with the
Isn't
magic.
there a second archway though?
There's the more recently built one.
Yeah, the one that the
Same thing.
Vecnans...
Yeah, doesn't Parisa know Vecnan runes?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask her, you know, she'll say, yeah, I can translate, and she'll hold up one of the pages, I can translate this, but this is not Vecnan language. We put the whole camp here in an attempt to figure out what it was, and we got pretty much nowhere. Now that we're starting to find some more jobs that need to be done here, I'm going to have everybody take a turn and make a check. I have here, so Murin, you're going to be investigating the runes and trying to figure out things about them. Guy, likely you'll need to start working on actually crafting. Though you'll have to clarify for me whether you'd like to craft the forge, whether you'd like to craft the wheel, exactly what part of the project you're making. We will need more materials. You know, it can't just all be that one stump we brought back. So we will need somebody to go out and fetch more materials, whether it's wood or it's more of this iron stone ore. Edgar, obviously, you'll need to be the point man here with the paperwork. So I've got a check there for you to make as we start to guide the creation. And then we'll obviously need somebody on lookout. While we are all busy doing our separate things, somebody has got to keep an eye out because we know things are going to come out of this jungle. Any volunteers for lookout?
I can do it.
Right.
Okay.
I'm
so,
good at finding things. I'm also good at perceiving. It's up to you.
I'm good at lifting things, but yeah, it doesn't.
That's true. If you're
matter.
breaking down trees, it's probably good to have somebody strong to bring it back.
Do you want to go and try and find materials while I keep a lookout?
Yeah, sounds good.
So then we'll start then.
Pretend-
Alexi, why don't we go ahead and get an athletics check from you? This is basically a check to go down out there, knock down some trees, grab some big rocks, and then haul it all back to camp.
I do have advantage on strength checks for like pushing, pulling, that stuff.
Great.
Breaking.
I would absolutely give you advantage on that. That's exactly
Okay.
what this is.
23.
So you'll start working on that. Murin, why don't you give me an Arcana check?
Oh, that's bad. Oh, roll. A 5.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar, I'll take an insight check from you. Actually, let's make this an investigation. Because I think this is less about reading the page and more about making up the next steps based on what you've read. Investigation.
21.
Thank you. Hop. Perception.
Can I include trying to see if there are any like big leaves for umbrellas in this perception check? In addition to being a lookout?
Yeah, you can include that, sure. So just one. Just one check.
All right.
But we'll be on the lookout for banana leaves.
All right, that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, I'll say that we'll put you on top of the old building over here. And while you're on top of the old building, you can see that there are some pretty big ferns in these jungles, right? We're talking mysterious island-sized ferns that could easily be ripped and wrapped around people to keep them dry in the rain here. So would you like to do that then? Would you like to harvest those?
Yeah, and I'll just pass them around.
Okay, no check needed for that. Now, Guy, what is your first crafting process here? Take me through how Guy begins.
Yeah, first I'm going to need a forge. I think that's going to be the first thing. So getting a nice hot fire going, using that iron, start doing some smithing.
All right, so let's do this. Since obviously you can make a forge, you're a rune knight, you're a blacksmith, you've got all of the base skills. Let's make this a Constitution save as you are building the fire, right? To keep your hands off, to keep your body far away, not to get too hot, and not to fall in.
Sure. I'm gonna activate my storm rune so I can
Relevant.
so I can possibly have to re-roll this. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a 19.
Yeah, it doesn't take long at all before you have modified the central brazier here and given it some holes from the underside where you can puff in some smoke or some air to heat the fire up, get it going, get it as hot as you possibly can. Yeah, I'll give you a big old forge fire in the middle. All right. So after the first round of everybody tackling their jobs, Murin, you are the only one who failed.
Awesome.
So what that means is that through the course of today, as we are going about starting the forge, getting the fire going, starting some smelting, reading the next steps of the process, being on the lookout, gathering materials, you haven't made any progress. Throughout the day, everybody walks by Murin as he is continuing to study these arches, and he's racking his own brain of magical knowledge, and he's trying all sorts of... What are a few things you try, Murin, that don't work?
First, I compare everything, and then once I find a selection of runes that are missing, I'm inscribing them on certain things and attempting to channel something into it, but it's very slow going because I'm not a runesmith. I never had that aptitude, so this is, it's like saying, chemistry and trying to do theoretical physics at the same time at a high level.
So in that case, as we start to finish up today's work, I will give us a little bit of wood, and I will give us a little bit of smelted iron. Put that wood down, thank you, Alexi. And then these smelted iron bars, which are so beautiful and so shiny, I will put down here as well. So our materials are quickly gathering up. I'll say, Edgar, as you have worked here with Guy in the beginning of the forging process, we've got a set of dimensions. So it seems like in order for the wheel to be roughly equivalent to these portals, they're going to need to be, the wheel itself is going to need to be about 15 feet in diameter. So it's going to be a pretty big wheel when all is said and done. But you believe that it'll be the best chance we have, because if we make the wheel too small and that some of these runes are needed and we can't fit them, then the whole thing's a write-off. We got to start over. So the best bet you've decided, Ghost, is to just make the wheel as big as the portals so that anything we need, we can put on it. Yeah, so we've got the beginnings of the wheel's blueprint. We are safe. Thank you, Hop. Yeah.
When we start talking dimensions and stuff, I'll probably see if Mira can come over, just so I can make sure things are communicated properly.
Yeah. So Mira, you get called over to the company. Yeah.
I'm frustrated and rubbing my head.
But that'll end us
Mira,
for today. So
yeah.
I'm going to take us to the end of the night where we can all gather around the campfire once more and reflect on today's activities.
I am just staring at the campfire. I'm not really talking. Just kind of poking a stick into it.
There's a little joke in Giants. They say, "He who smelt it, dealt it." That's
Looking at Guy laughing at himself. And I am empathetically laughing with him.
it's a lot. It's funnier if you know Giant.
I'm gonna go over and sit next to Mira. You okay, man?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Another day. I'll get it sometime.
You know, I would watch my father stare at a book for like 3 days before he finally understood what was going on in it. This has only been a day. Alright, don't let it get you down.
You don't think your father ever had an issue being shifted, gods know how many planes over?
No, I don't think so. Man, I wish he were here right now. He would be super useful. But you know what? We gotta deal with the cards that were dealt.
Yeah. Suppose so. It is beautiful, though.
Here?
Think about it. You have navigators plotting the stars and all the world back there, and no one but us to plot this.
It is pretty special.
Yeah, it is. But I'll try to get us moving forward again tomorrow.
I have all the faith in the world in you. I wish I had something to offer you to drink, but looks like I'm fresh out.
Okay. I've always been good at pretending.
Speaking of drinking,
Well then,
Promisa says, you guys, you don't happen to have any water skins or anything on you?
We're bound to collect water from certain leaves or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
those
Would you
banana
like to
leaves.
go out into the jungle at night? Would you like to go into the woods at dark to see if you can get any water, Alexi?
Why not? What could possibly go wrong?
I will go along as well, because I need to get away from the fire for a moment.
All right, then I'll have you make a check here. Let's do survival. We're looking for water.
18.
Yeah. So, in that case, you will find water. I will move you over to our secondary cam, and we'll hang out with you in the jungle here. As you come across a couple of these big leaves that do have pools of water in them.
Hey Hop, can I borrow that quiver before we go out?
Sure. There's nothing in it anyway. If you find any sticks, though, let me know.
Sure.
While you're looking for the water, I'll look for sticks.
I'll just fill up the quiver.
That might be for best.
All right. So it is an uneventful night. Alexi, you brave the wilds. You head out in search of water, and you do manage to just basically take the big banana leaves and take the quiver at the end of the leaf, and then just kind of pour it all in as you can. So you guys are delighted as you guys are all starting to pack up and head inside for bed. Alexi has come back right at the last minute as we put out the fire and start to wrap up the night with some water. The one thing that the good berry does not provide. So, we've got water for at least another day or two. We are all set there. Promisa, who has been up on that cliff even longer than you guys are, is going to absolutely approach you. She's just going to reach out her hand, and you will have no choice but to offer her the quiver. So she will get the first drink. But,
What about the kid?
you know,
The kid's supposed to get the first drink. What are you doing?
While Alexi is gone, could I make a little basin, a little rain catcher, so the next time it rains, we can get some water without having to go to the woods.
So, yeah, I'm not going to require a check for that. I will just go ahead and I will throw down a basin that you can carve out of another stump or something. And it'll just kind of collect water in the bottom of it, like a trough. So we will have a nice quiet night with Ghost and Alexi keeping watch.
Idith goes into the thing. I take the quiver and put it to him so he can get a drink of water. Can I look in the forge real quick? And because it's off, right? Like the fire's extinguished. Is there like nice charcoal ash in the bottom of it?
Yeah, of course.
Like a good handful of it?
Yeah, if you'd like to add a handful of ash to your inventory. I'm moving on. The next morning, we can all wake up. No chicken encounters this morning. I think we're on a pretty strict good berry diet at this point. We can get
Spell
back to
slot
work.
every morning.
That's true. Goodberry is a spell slot, so you will have to make sure you take that off.
Morning, because they last for 24 hours.
Yes, they do. All right, so then in that case, we are going to move back to our work. Throw on that work music.
Before I
Yep.
head out to get more supplies, I go to Muir and I hand him the like charcoal and ash I scooped up from the forge. I don't know if this will be of any use to you,
Thank you, Alexi.
so you could potentially draw the runes with this. And I hand you the thing of charcoal ash.
I have it in my hand. I transfer it and I slap you on the shoulder, leaving a charcoal handprint, of course. But it's meant to be friendly, so thank you.
As people start to gather around, can I kind of like wave my hand to like get everyone in a group together?
Sure. Absolutely.
If they want.
You have the attention of the table.
So I've been thinking about that chicken. And it really made me angry that we didn't
That's
see
right.
it coming.
Didn't you cook the chicken?
We're not talking about that. I was thinking, what if we set up some traps for food? My dad used to do it. It could also be useful for people. Or, you know, those giant things.
Specialty of mine, being the ranger and all.
Yeah. So, you know, could be good for you guys to eat, and could be good for us to know when something's around before we see it.
Try to help out with that. While I'm on duty, that is.
Yeah, we can make that another job then, if you want. So, Hop, if you want to work on trap making instead of lookout, I think Alexi has gathered more than enough material yesterday if she wants to be lookout today.
Sure. And I take Poseidon with me. Gonna teach him how to scout.
So, I'll go ahead and I'll put Alexi up on the lookout spot with Poseidon up there. And then we will get to work. We've got our job. So, I'll start with Guy today. So, Guy, you have got your forge going. You said step one yesterday, you worked almost entirely on the forge. And we have all the tools you need now. So, what is today's game plan?
Well, today I think we build the wheel itself. Judging from what Ghost was saying, we're going to need a pretty big wheel, so I imagine that this will take, most of the day to start putting this together.
All right, then we'll start with you then. So we'll make this just like crafting the chest. This will just be a flat intelligence check.
Do I get a proficiency bonus with my tools?
Yes, you do, because you are proficient in the tools.
That is an unnatural 20.
Excellent. A rousing success. So, I will say that over the course of today, now that we have all the materials gathered and the forge is nice and hot, it's going to take all day. So this is Guy's, 18-hour long project over the course of the day. But I will take some of these iron ore stoneworks off as we smelt them. I will take the smelted iron off as we forge it down and mold it. And I will take the wood framework off as well.
Montage. Building montage.
Do you want to describe one or two scenes of the montage for us, Guy?
Yeah, I imagine that there's, the moments of, someone bringing me over a little leaf full of water as I'm working at the forge, hammering away, and
I got you.
and I'm gonna practice a little bit of common. I'm gonna see if I can, pick up there's wheel. Iron, some of basic stuff that I've been hearing a lot.
Unnatural
over the past
20.
couple days.
With an unnatural 20, because that's intelligence based anyway, I would say you're not just forging. You're picking up language as well. You're building a small crafting vocabulary here, thanks to Edgar and Promisa. And at the end of the montage, as he wipes his brow one last time, I will snuff the forge And in its place, I will build the capstan.
Hey!
Congratulations,
Yeah.
players. We do have, as you can see from above, a very functional capstan indeed.
Yes.
Well built, but currently barren of any markings or magic. So, with that being said, we will need some markings and some magic, so I'm going to jump over to Murin then.
Right.
Actually, yeah, let's jump over to Murin, and let's see. We were going to do an Arcana check, correct?
I believe so.
We're still trying to
I
figure
believe
out
so.
what kind of magic, what kind of runes.
All right, let's see.
Sure.
Oh. One.
No.
Not one. And just so you can see, it's actually a nat 1. I don't know if you can actually see
thank
it,
you.
but you're welcome.
Can I use my point of inspiration from last session to help
Yes,
him out
you
on
can.
this
They
one?
do carry over session to session.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that dice away.
Do it.
I have 4 more.
All right, yep.
All right, a 9.
So remember that point of inspiration I have.
All right, that's gone too. I have another one right here.
I will allow you, Alexi, if you'd also like to inspire Murin.
All the help. Give him all the help.
One of these is gonna be a good one, guys. I promise. A 13. We're getting better.
Progress.
Anybody got another?
James, you remember that inspiration point?
I have not
I
handed
have 2
out
more
that many.
dice.
All right.
I need
so
later.
over the course of that day, Murin, as you start to come up with these ideas of which runes you want, at one point while taking a break, Guy will join you over at the archway. You know, and he will provide a little bit of inspiration for this. As he comes over, you realize something. You realize that the runes that he has inscribed on himself, on his own, armaments, his gauntlets, he channels those and they glow. And it occurs to you, because you're not a rune knight, that there is something about magic and runes, which is when a rune is being used or is working, so to say, it glows. Which is something that hasn't come up yet, and wouldn't, because you're not a rune expert. But it occurs to you that if you could channel the magic into all of the runes, only the banishment ones would glow.
Right. I'm gonna wave my hands for the party.
Thanks for the inspiration, Guy.
Thank you, Guy.
Can't believe I didn't figure that myself.
Do we have any extra paper?
And,
We could use the leaves.
There should be some extra sheets in the notebook, right? I don't think it was completely full.
well, Prometheus says, we didn't find the full notebook, she'll say to you, Murin. All we found were some of the pages that he had used. So we don't have any blanks. But Alexi,
What's about
you said leaves?
Giant banana leaves. Would those work?
I'm sure they will. I'm gonna take
Sure.
the giant banana leaves.
So with a little bit of ash and a little bit of leaf, Alexi, you have also provided the inspiration needed to get the answers here. And
Then I'm gonna
yeah,
write out every rune. And I'm gonna start casting Banish on the leaf. If I can.
so you will be making some progress then. That was a good roll. That was a success.
Yay.
And I'm going to move on because we got other people who are working today. Alexi, I will need a perception check between helping out Murin and everyone. You'll need to keep an eye out. I will also roll for Poseideth.
It's a 12.
Poseideth got a 19. So
Cool.
between the two of you, it is a group success.
Can I specifically
Well,
show him how to like stand, like so like his
Like a
chest is
meerkat?
out. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. That's fine. That's fine. So we'll have little meerkat Poseidon up there looking around, making sure that no hyenas come. And
Does this count as one
We're
of
gonna
his many tricks
tricks?
I have recorded down?
Probably
like-
not. I don't think you rolled high enough to teach him a trick.
That's
But
fine.
he
Well,
rolled high enough
like,
from his
yeah.
meerkat position to keep an eye out.
Okay, sure.
So it's actually a good thing you brought him, because I wouldn't be making that a group roll if you didn't bring him.
As
So,
I'm walking away from Murin after he has his inspiration, I'm gonna pat him on the shoulder and I'm gonna say in common, runes, glow, thumbs up, and I'm gonna learn words.
Hey, guy. Ow.
He's so proud. So, Hop, we're gonna make a survival check, right? We're gonna start setting some
Yeah.
traps. Seeing if you can just take some twigs and some leaves, whatever you got around.
Well, I'm really good at burrowing, so I'm gonna try to make pitfalls all around the campsite.
Sounds good.
And that is a natural one.
Well,
So
It's contagious.
Well,
I threw away two
I
of my
had
dice.
stepped
I'm
away to
sorry.
grab some traps, but then I put the traps back. All right, Hop on a fail. Here we go.
I fall in my
Let's
own
give you
trap.
a level. No, let's give you a level of exhaustion, Hop. So it turns out, Hop, that the dirt that we have put the camp on is not. It's probably even because it rained last night. It is not in good condition to form a burrow. So you spend the most of the day burrowing away, only to come back and find the burrows have collapsed on themselves. And then you try to make it again. You go back through this other trap you're setting up, and then that one's collapsed. It becomes this spectacle of you trying to keep all of your burrows intact until it just suddenly occurs to you that you can't. This ground is not going to hold. Not right now. Not with the rain. So you set 0 traps, and you're going to take a level of exhaustion after pushing yourself hard today.
I'm exhausted.
Sorry, bud. Yeah.
That's all right. It happens.
And that time is going to come soon, because as the sun starts to set on this second day of hard work, Murin, you have spent your day basically testing out, basically writing runes on a leaf, banishing the leaf, seeing what glows, and then trying another set of runes, right?
Yes, and yes.
So I'll say that this is going to cost you all of your slots for the day.
Let's not get attacked tonight.
Agreed.
So as night sets in, and a few of us have finished our mission successfully and are finally putting our feet up and relaxing, Murin finally comes to join us at tonight's fire. And I will move the wheel. We'll probably have Alexi and Guy. Actually, yeah, we'll probably take Alexi, Guy, and Promisa and Ghost to probably move this thing. But we will get you guys all up and over so that we can have ourselves a little fire tonight. So most of you are just staring at this capstan we've created, you know, in pride, when Murin joins the circle, and he has bits of banana leaves that he has ripped up and torn apart and selected, curated. And Murin, these are all of the ones that glowed. These are all of the banishment runes that you need. So all eyes are on you when you return to the campfire.
I can't do anything tonight, but Guy, how many runes is it? Like
I'll say it's probably 12 runes.
12.
Yeah.
12. Yeah. Do you need them? Do you want me to? Is there? I don't have any way to do anything tonight in terms of magic. I'm a little exhausted. I'm tapped. But tomorrow.
Let's keep those in the box for tonight, and then we can give it all a try tomorrow.
Okay. I carefully place them in the box, and then I kind of shift them to the side and make sure there's no possibility of them running or anything. Although I'd remember what they are, but thank you. Okay.
All right.
And hope. Appreciate it. I couldn't have done it without you.
Whew.
I'm just covered in mud.
Should we try and, I don't know, hide the wheel?
Sure. We can conceal it a bit.
Yeah, it's not the most mobile, so we probably want to cover it with something.
I say we just
Want to mask
throw it
it.
in that other hut there.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Alright, remember, lift with your backs.
Well, the good news is that the way it is built, Guy, is the capstan axle does come off. So it can be
Oh,
removed
good.
from the actual axle. And then you guys can very slowly but surely roll it over into the building here.
Oh my god, it's so big.
It's massive, 15 feet in
Giant
diameter.
form for that. I'll go giant form to move it to the hut.
I will tell you that when you are in giant form, you pretty much can pick it up under your arm and just kind of haul it slowly over there with no help.
That's one impressive guy.
I like
Great.
I'll
We
be
hit
here
the
all
wheel.
night.
Anything else? If not, we can all head to bed.
2.
Oh, I didn't lay any traps tonight. Just letting everyone know. I'm sorry.
All right. No, it's
But
fine. We'll keep an eye out.
Thank you.
And with that, I'm going to roll another encounter die. If we get another 6, that'll be good. If we get lower, we'll see what happens. That is a 1.
Oh no.
A natural 1 on that die.
You're welcome.
So,
I wanna... My fault entirely. Thank you.
Just come barreling out of the woods.
I'm going to put you guys in bed, because that's where you'll obviously start, except for Alexi and Ghost. That night, Alexi and Ghost, there is an encounter. As you are chit-chatting, hanging out, and looking around, keeping an eye on the tree lines, you both fail to notice the thing that is coming not from the trees, but from the skies.
I swear to... is it what I think it is?
And
I have some unfinished business.
A
with
butterfly?
flying.
Oh no.
it is not a vern. Though you might think so at first, because you look up and you see the flapping of wings and the shape of a lizard against the night sky. But what you think is just a silhouette against the darkness is in fact the utter black sheen of the dragon itself. And from over the mountains and into the sky, the black dragon arises, circling the encampment, as if he knows something he wants lies here in the ruins. I'll give you guys 1 round to do what you would like before he and his rider land.
His rider?
You know what? We need to get it away from camp. So I'll run and call it names, and it'll chase after me. And when I die, I guess what's her face will just bring me back.
All right, I'm gonna stealth, and I'm going to try and sneak into the camp where everyone's sleeping and wake them up quietly by covering their mouths and shaking them.
And running
Alright.
in the other way,
Edgar, I'll throw
throwing
you in the
insults.
building.
That's a terrifying way to wake up.
Oh yeah, so you get the zombie shaking you and hushing you, you know, and holding your hand against their mouth because they're gonna want to scream as soon as they wake up.
And I'm gonna lean in and whisper, "Dragon."
And while I'll use
Alexi?
my free action, to yell, "Hey you, ugly! Yeah, you with a big ugly face on an ugly lizard. What's the matter? Your feet not good enough?"
And that
Big
will
fat-
certainly bring the dragon down to camp.
And I run like hell in the other direction.
Here, I'm going to have you dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 through the archway, actually.
I use my
And-
bonus action to keep running.
Oh, yeah, sure. You want to do an actual dash. I see. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll put you right back here. So he's basically going to see you as you run past and into the woods yelling at him. And there's going to be some infernal being yelled in the clearing. You can tell that something is riding on his back that you couldn't quite make out. And, you know, it's...
Yeah, that's what I said to your mom when I was.
I will take a roll for initiative, everyone. Alright, so Hop, you're going to kick us off. Edgar has just shushed you awake as you hear the yelling outside and the hush and the roar. You are in the cabin still. It's dark.
All right.
There's no light anywhere. The fire's out.
How long have we been sleeping?
You've got a short rest,
And-
but not a long rest.
But I have tireless,
Ah.
which
So that means
Yeah.
exhaustion goes away on a short rest? Ah.
Yep. bada bing.
Nicely played.
So, what was he saying in Infernal?
We'll say as you are keeping your big bunny ears out, you can hear that voice, and you recognize it as being the voice of the big dragon orc from the cliff. And he is actually saying, "That is one of them! Quick, Yatil, go!"
Okay. First thing I'm gonna do is cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us, just in case stealth is the way we want to go. It's the same one that we trapped in that in the mountain. What do we do?
We kill it.
Look,
Okay.
I don't want to be that guy, but are we gonna be able to take the baby dragon with us when we leave the island?
That's a good point.
If we let the kid be with his kind. We have a way off the island. We don't need the dragon. Give him the kid.
Alexi will lose it, man. She loves that dragon.
Muir,
I don't know.
if Hop is
I
done,
got-
it is your turn, Muir, if you have something you want to do.
I'm gonna just kind of sidle up to a hole and kind of look through. Does it look like the dragon is looking towards Alexi?
If you're looking out of the hole in the back, you'll almost certainly see the dragon.
I'm gonna hold my finger up and I'm gonna kind of point back and say in a very, very Sato voice, "It's taken the bait for Alexi. So we wait till it leaves and we move."
I'm going to move on to this creature, this dragon, that we've heard now referred to as Yatil. And I will have him fly 80 feet and catch up with Alexi. I will have Alexi do I'm going to do a grappling check, basically. He's going to fly and try to scoop you by your shoulders as he does a flyby through the woods so gracefully. This dragon is obviously a native because the way he navigates the jungle, you know, is just with pristine, laser-like precision. So we'll do opposing grapples. You are familiar with this, Alexi?
21.
I got a 3 on the die. I'll say that. So yes. So you feel this dragon swoop by and grab you by the shoulders as it tries to pick you up on a flyby. but then it goes right past you as you are just too heavy or too strong to get picked up. So it's going to fly past you a little bit and go up, on its way to make maybe a second pass. Hop, it's not going to be any surprise to you, though the others might not immediately realize it. But there is a creature standing outside of the hut. So roughly about there is as far as it gets. You can hear it coming because of your great passive perception. But it only gets that far on its turn. It must be moving slowly or looking around like it's searching. So we're going to start at the top of round 2. We will start with Hop, and then we'll go to Alexi.
I'm gonna look out the window and look at it.
Give me a stealth check, because it's not quite in line of sight of the door. So you do have to get out the door and look to see if you can see it.
18.
So with an 18, that will reveal to you that it is indeed the big dragon orc from the caves who is lurking and sniffing around. Maybe
I thought he was riding the dragon.
That is
Gotcha.
what you were told. Correct.
Damn. Okay. I'm gonna go back into the campsite and I'm gonna say, the Draco Orc is in the site. He's sniffing around. I'd suggest getting ready to attack if he finds us. Or can I sneak out the back?
The chicken got in, which means something like Hop can get out. So Hop, I will put you right back here. And everybody else is still inside, including baby Poseidon. All right, Alexi, it is your turn. You are in the woods. The dragon is flying over you. Let's see if I can move the camera. What would you like to do?
Well, I insult it some more. And I guess I keep... Do I see if it still has its rider?
I will say with a passive of 14, you can probably tell that it's not being ridden at this point. He must have let the rider off back at camp.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just keep running, I guess, and insulting it as I run. I'll rage, please. Yeah.
Excellent. So I have just thrown you through the woods that way. So he will be on the chase. Ghost, we're back to you. Hop has just smuggled his way out of the back. There's a creature out front, according to him. Though you haven't heard anything yet.
Is Poseidon awake?
He will be awake if you wake him up. At the moment, he's just curled up.
Okay, is there anything around me that I can mask his body with? Like, keep him hidden from sight.
You can do a sleight of hand check, to try to keep him within your own cloak.
19.
Excellent. So you will just hold Poseidon real close to your own body.
I'm gonna stay there.
All right, Murin, it's your turn.
You want me to talk to him? The Draco?
Talk to the... Do you speak it?
Prometheus is going to say, is this another one of those stupid ideas where you dress yourself up like them? And then...
No, this is more like What? At least I'm trying.
You are.
I'm gonna reserve my action then to, if the Draco Orc peeks in or moves into the house, I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast.
Yaptil, it is his turn. Let's do a breath weapon this time. Let's try to weaken her before, if she's so strong. So, Alexi, I am going to need a dexterity saving throw.
18.
That is a success. So, as he swoops down over you, he's going to let down this poison breath that is just going to spew down and fill the area. And we'll have you go ahead and dodge out of the way of that. So you'll take half damage.
And then, does that also get half? Because I have resistance to all damage while raging.
Yeah. So then, in that case, you will take a quarter damage. Alexi, you're going to take 6. You see all the plants around you start to wilt and darken as well. He's doing a raising of the area. That is it. And I am going to move on to Guy. Guy, what do you do?
Okay. he's here, the dragon's not here. If I peek my head out, does it look like he's looking in our direction?
You'll have to make a stealth check.
That's going to be a 23.
Oh yeah.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
stealth
Pastor
check.
Penetrates.
He does look like he's starting to head in the direction of the hut. Yeah, he's sniffing something out. Almost certainly you guys, who he has had close contact with already.
Alright. As soon as he gets within range, I want to try and grab him and cover his mouth. Trying to give him a grapple.
All right.
for
So you
mouth.
guys are going to watch Guy position himself right at the doorway there as he's preparing for this creature to come in. And lo and behold, the creature is going to come in. So the second he comes near the doorway, before you even let out that Eldritch Blast, Guy has leapt onto him, Murin, and has started to enact a grapple. So he is going to make a quick acrobatics check.
I got a 17, so...
Excellent. So Murin, go ahead and make that Eldritch Blast.
Well, that's
nothing. Go ahead.
a 19 and an 18.
Yep, those are both hits. Go ahead and roll Eldritch damage.
And that is 4 damage total.
All right, and
Okay, we
that
got him.
is... So that is basically all he did was move so far. He moved, he got grappled, and then the Eldritch Blast hit him because they were ready. So he still has his action here. I am going to go ahead and make... I will do a multi-attack on Guy. So while you've got his arms bound and behind him, Guy, twisted in a hold, he is going to take his one hand that is free and already has a weapon drawn, and he's going to lurch his whole body weight backwards into you so that he can try to stab or slice against you with his poisoned blade. A 24 and a 21.
Yeah, both of those are going to hit.
So I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw against the Draco Orc poison.
That's a 17 on my con save.
Excellent. So you will take half damage from both hits.
I'm also resistant to poison. So it's going to be...
Excellent. So it'll be quartered, just like Alexi there. So this is Wyvern poison, unsurprisingly. So I'm going to take a quarter of this grand total. So without any assistance, you would have taken 63 damage, Guy. You are instead going to take 21 total.
Okay.
But that's the end of his turn, and we will hop to round 3 at the top of the initiative. The Dragon Orc has been grappled in the doorway by Guy. Oh, you're not even in there. You're actually in the back. And what do you want to do?
So I'm gonna flank. Gonna go around the front. Around the front to where the front door is.
Yep.
So I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on you. I'm gonna give you Bull's Strength to give you advantage on strength checks.
So because you're a beast folk, is your version of enhance ability actually like I beastify you?
Absolutely. You get bull horns.
And they make you stronger.
I love that.
All right, I'm going to jump over to Alexi in the nearby woods, still being chased, assaulted by this black dragon here.
I wouldn't call 6 damage assaulted. Anything. His self-esteem is being crumbled by my insults.
What would you like
I'm
to do?
gonna die. It's fine.
I'll let you know this time he is within range. So if you want to attack, you can. If you want to move away, there will be attacks of opportunity.
Sure. Yeah, I'll keep on doing what I'm doing, which is like distracting him and keeping him away from camp.
So then in that case, you're just moving. If that's the case, he is going to take an attack of opportunity on you. We'll make this a bite. 19 damage, Alexi, and you can take half of that. So you would take 9. And then in that case, while you are running out, I'm going to jump back to Ghost.
Oh, and I yell at him, "Ha! The Vern bit harder than you."
If he understands what you're saying. So, Ghost, you are in the house. The Draco Orc is grappled at the doorway. Muir is just firing Eldritch Blasts into it. Guy has grown some horns. You have baby Persideth tucked under your cloak.
I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm gonna disappear.
Okay.
gonna
Do you want to
stealth.
sneak out the back door like Hop did? Or do you want to stay inside?
Yeah, I'll sneak out the back.
You do not need a stealth check in this case. I think he is far too distracted at this point to even notice you in the back. So I will simply move you and Poseidon back there. All right, then if that's it for Ghost, I'll move on to Murin.
All right, I'm gonna look around the floor of the hut. My owl's been in and out of it. Are there any pellets on the ground?
So we can say there's one on the ground.
I'm gonna grab one. I'm gonna flick it up. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna push it towards the Draco Orc space, and I'm gonna crush it and cast Banishment.
Yeah, I figured.
Charisma against a 15.
Ooh, it rolled into the trough. I got an 11 plus 0. That will banish him for the next
Pops out of
rounds.
existence, and I'm gonna use my free action to say, okay, so what we could do is run, but since we need the wheel, I suggest we all get around the circle, or the area that he vanished from, and we stab the hell out of him when he comes back.
Julius Caesar it.
Yes.
Yeah, I
get my axe. We'll make short work of him.
I'm gonna scrounge from poop off the floor, and I'm gonna put it in my pockets. If I can find any
Okay.
more in the next minute.
More owl pellets, great.
More owl pellets.
If you guys just tell me what action you want to ready.
And I'm gonna prep 2 Eldritch Blasts. And hopefully Guy can keep him from killing me over and over again.
I would also like to use my Hell Rune. Give myself resistance to bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing.
And I will have Promisa prepare Harm, which is just a straight up necromantic. It's basically the Avada Kedavra of the D&D world. It's just a ton of necromantic energy. You just throw it at someone and kill them.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ready 2 stabs with this spear.
So that's going to be the 3 of you who will be attacking when he returns. But before he returns, I'm going to jump back to the woods where we have our friend being chased by the dragon here. Yatil will get to go first before Alexi. So Yatil is going to more or less come face to face with you, and he is going to roar out at you, and he will start to speak in the infernal dragon language as he yells.
Ikalu makala, yabukanano, yanawa, ya.
And then he's gonna bite and slash you. He's gonna give
Little
you 3
guy.
attacks.
I think you have something stuck in your throat.
2,000 years.
So all 3
Yeah.
will hit. Alright, so the total for the 2 claws and the bite was 43, and then we will half that. So that will become 21. And this is a mixture of slashing, piercing, and acid damage. So
Awesome.
he is really ripping you up there. Alexi, you are, before it gets back to Murin, you do get to take a turn.
Awesome. Yeah, since it hit me now, I'm gonna take it personally. I'll swing at it with my great axe. First one's an 18, the second one's a 24.
So those are both hits.
28 damage.
Excellent. And
I, beast roar back into his face.
do you want to stay in
No,
fight?
I'll
He
stay-
won't get an extra
Yeah, I'll
attack.
stay.
You will duel him then. You
I'll
will
stay.
go
Yeah,
mano y mano.
yeah.
All right.
Destination items.
In that case, I can jump back to the hut. The Draco Orc is going to reappear. All of you, go ahead and make your rolls.
I got a 17 and a 23 to hit.
Those are both hits.
16 and 19 with my great axe.
Those are both
Damn.
hits.
15 and a 21 for Eldritch
The
Blast.
15 is in fact a hit. That was the minimum you needed.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Damn.
everything hits.
So 29 points of axe damage.
6 points of Eldritch Blast damage.
9 points of damage.
Hop, you can't show me up with these numbers, man.
I know. Big high rollers tonight.
After the 3 of you make your attack, Promisa will make her attack. And that is going to be, so get this, harm is 14d6.
Great, I'm so glad.
She actually had a 50 exactly on the nose.
Wow.
As soon as you guys have slapped him around 2 or 3 times, Promisa is in the corner of the hut, charging up the eldritch energy in her hands. You can see like the ground beneath of her, like blades of grass, start to wilt and die out, and her eyes roll back in the back of her head. And as soon as you 3 have attacked him from every angle, and he's dazed and he's staggered, and he looks up and he raises his weapon as if he's going to go hit Guy, Promisa screams, "Ah!" And he falls over, and just his body begins to decay immediately as he collapses into a pile of flesh on the ground. And we have killed the last of the Draco orcs. Before you guys get a chance to breathe, I'm going to jump back to our friend in the forest. So I am going to do acid breath, or the poison breath I mentioned earlier, acid breath. And I'm going to need another dexterity saving throw for that.
11.
I am going to need you to take 26 damage. So he will basically bear down on you and pour this purple necrotic acid all down your face and body as your already undead body, starts to wither underneath of the weight of it.
I say, ever try a breath mint?
And that will give you an opportunity, Alexi, if you'd like to fight one more time. You get one more round.
Yes, I would. I'm really trying to make a nice permanent scar.
Okay.
You
How
know
do you
what
want
I
to
mean?
scar him? I'll give you that.
Like, maybe a nice, like, almost like an A in the like crux of his chest / neck.
Okay, an A
So,
for
like,
Alexi. I gotcha.
Yeah, it's like 3 lines.
So let's get the roll.
Well, one's a crit.
And you definitely
other
make
one-
the attack.
And the other one is a 19.
Ooh.
Damn.
Damn.
So go ahead and roll damage.
30.
He'll take that in stride, but you will certainly leave that mark across the neck there. A permanent scar that will likely last thousands of years. So at the end of your round, he will take that legendary action, so I'll make another free attack. You really can't see that, can you? Oh well. But there is video proof that I did just roll a crit. So I will do a critical bite then.
Dang.
So, yeah.
Dang,
gonna
that was a wasted
you'll get
crit.
the scar in. You'll get the scar in,
Yeah.
but you won't get to last much longer than that.
Still pretty badass.
And I will jump back to the building where the sense of victory that you guys have now, having taken down the Draco Orc, is mollified by Promisa, who is catching her breath, and she looks at the group of you as you're celebrating. She says, "I can't feel Alexi anymore. We have to find her."
Tracking.
Yeah, Hop, if you want to go ahead and make a survival check for me.
So do a stealth check, seeing as there's still a dragon out there.
Sure.
So survival is a 19, and stealth is a 21.
Gotta love
Thank
that
you, pass without a trace.
Yep.
That was a 6.
All right, so Hop, I will send you to the woods as well, where you could find Alexi's body, eaten up by all of this acid and the massive claw marks. It looks even worse than it did already, which is saying something considering she was handing out her own bones as chew toys.
Jesus.
But she's still pretty much mostly intact. Another resurrection or raised dead shouldn't be a problem. The body looks like it's mostly intact. And there isn't a dragon to be seen around.
Okay. I'm not very big, so I don't think I'll be able to carry her.
You'll probably have to drag her, honestly.
Yeah. Why don't I run... I'm gonna run back to the group and then tell them where I found her.
Sure.
Alright, folks. Found her. She's in a real bad way, but I think you can still resurrect her. Or raise her, whatever you want to call it.
Promisa nods. Yes, as long as she's still got all her limbs and all her body, she just has to be able to walk by herself, and she should be fine.
I'll lead you to her.
Do you mind if you just bring the body back? I don't really feel up to going out into the woods right now.
Sure. Guy, do you want to come?
Yeah. I'll go with Hop.
And when you return to the spot, Hop, there is no body to be found.
Mother!
Oh my god.
In the distance, you can hear, fading away into the night sky, the sounds of that dragon, as it must have carried off the feast, the spoils of battle. So, back at the camp, Promisa and Edgar and Murin, you guys have caught your own breath. And Poseidon is nice and safe, of course.
Is he still asleep?
He is. He is asleep the whole time. So, Hop and Guy, is there anything else you wanted to do? Or did you want to head back immediately?
I guess we should...
If there's no sign of her anywhere, then
Yeah.
I guess we should head back.
Yeah, I guess. Oh my god, I should have just dragged her.
So, you guys watch as Guy and Hop return to camp empty-handed.
Wait,
Just as the sun starts to
my
rise.
axe?
Yeah, we can say that they have your
So is-
axe, since it's unlikely that your axe was stuck to your body when you died. They can grab your axe. So maybe not empty-handed, if they want to grab the axe. Yeah, so Guy and Hop will
Where
return
is
back
she?
to camp.
Where's Alexi?
The body was gone when I got there.
It wasn't where I left her.
Gods.
I didn't think
No,
you would
did-
take
you
her.
didn't know. You didn't know. It's not your fault. You can't cast it from range, Promisa? You have to be at the body?
I have to have access to the flesh.
I have a terrible idea. If we want Alexi
I'm all
back,
ears.
What's that?
we have something that dragon wants.
Yeah, that's right. We don't even need the baby because we're not even going to trade him to the Red Dragons for knowledge. We have a way off this island without needing the dragon's help. We cut our ties with little hope here, and we can bring Alexi back so that all of us... Then again, she wasn't particularly keen on getting off the island in the first place.
I'd like to not be the one to tell her that we traded the dragon for her. 'Cause she'd walk right back.
Wait. Can you talk to her?
No.
She's dead. No, she's dead. So can't you communicate with the other side?
Yes, but again...
Ask
I
her what
need
she
the body.
wants.
I can't just speak to her without
Oh.
having some sort of connection. And not a axe like that. I need, the remnants.
A
of
piece
her
of
Is there any
scalp.
flesh over
A piece
there?
of-
What
A piece of
what
scalp
about-
stuck to a pillow?
That's what I'm, yeah. What about the
I-
comb?
Bit of flesh.
We also have her bone. We have her bone.
We
She
do
gave
have
it
a
to
bone
Poseidon.
of hers.
We do.
I just left my
She was
entire
falling
body
apart.
scattered
You were-
on the island.
You were literally falling apart, and it helped.
Promise is gonna shake her head. She says, "No, when I speak to the dead, it needs a mouth. I can't just take any lump of flesh and talk to it. It has to have a mouth and it has to be able to speak. That, whatever she's left us with here, that bone, that comb, I can't reach her."
Well, listen, when I found the body, she was covered in acid and parts of her were falling apart. We might be able to track her if potentially she was dripping body parts.
I think you're missing the big picture here. That dragon came to this camp. Okay? Yeah. He's found her, chased her. If there's food here to be had, and clearly he got his share, then he'll be back. We need to move.
Or we need to ensure our safety.
Look, I've seen you guys fight on that cliff, and I was not
baby
impressed.
Dragon for safe passage off the island.
Oh.
Give up the baby dragon. Forgets he ever saw us.
Okay. Maybe. But what do we do about the wheel?
How long until it's up and running?
We were close. We had the runes that Mirren worked so hard to decipher, and we have the wheel itself. Of course, it doesn't need to be... Now that we have the wheel, I guess we don't need to turn it here.
Somewhere.
We could move it somewhere else.
And go
if
collect
we
Alexi.
Take it to her, then we don't have to risk journeying back here.
Yeah.
I see.
That's what I'm saying. And that way, we drop the dragon off, and he returns what's left of Alexi, and you gods, you work your magic, and we turn the wheel and we get off.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but what happens if he's already eaten her?
Oh.
Then we hope that...
I can do skeletons. Look, I don't need meat. If he's stripped her body clean of everything but the bones, then I think we're still going to be in good shape.
I just don't see any better options. If anybody can think of something better, I'd be happy to hear it.
All I'm saying is, one of y'all is gonna tell her the bad news. Because she's not gonna like knowing this dragon's been given away for her.
3, 2, 1, not it.
Oh, what?
Well, you're already dead anyway.
Oh, come on. I've been keeping this thing safe all night. Fine, I'll do it, but she's gonna be really pissed and I'm gonna tell her why.
That's fine.
All right, then. Somebody grab the axle. You're going to probably need to get pretty big if you're going to reel that up through the forest. But thankfully it does roll.
I'm going to, while they're setting that up, I'm going to take the charcoal we have and another banana leaf, and I'm going to copy the runes down and stick them in my pocket. I want to leave the other set in the chest just in case we need a backup, in case I die and my key mine is gone.
Yeah, that's smart.
So we have now 2 sets and my brain.
Great. Can I go back and investigate the corpse of the fern?
Yeah, you can take a look at that. But otherwise, grab the essentials. Is there anything you guys want to take out of the chest before we leave? Just a reminder of what is in it. And is there anything you guys want to leave in the chest before we go up? So in the chest right now is dirt, a comb, a bathrobe, some salt rocks, and a copy of the runes for the wheel. If we want to take any of that out now, is the chance. If we want to leave anything else left, now is the chance.
Can I etch our initials in the box?
Sure. It's already got the Ven symbol, and then we can also etch some letters. Then, if that is it, ancestors, we will gather the axle, we will gather the wheel, we'll gather what we can grab from the Draco Orc in the chest, and we will begin our march up and towards the center of the island, following the path of the Black Dragon. And we'll go ahead and call it a game. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us on this unexpectedly tense encounter.